Hey, what's good, party people? My name is Caspian and I am a beatboxer. Yes, I am a beatboxer. I am a Austrian champion. I've won the solo category, the under 18 category, and the tag team category of the Austrian championships before. So I should be somewhat qualified in talking about this. Damn, you heard that tooth whistle? Bet that makes me qualified, huh? So today I'm going to teach you beatboxing. What is that exactly? Let me give you a little demonstration.
Shout out Deluxe.
So that was some beatboxing, I guess. Sorry for the background noise you might be hearing. I am filming during the day with cars going by my apartment. But anyways, let's get into what you'll be learning today. You won't be learning any of that fancy shit today. No. Those will be in future tutorials. First off, the basics. The beatbox basics are basically your three basic drum sounds and maybe one single bass, but we'll not focus on the bass today. We are going to do the three basic drum sounds that every beatboxer needs to know, which are a kick, a hi-hat, and a snare. And those can be variable, but the most common one, and the one that is the most useful in the future for different things, I would say, is the K-snare. Now, you may have heard these sounds and thought, hey, I can do these. Or you may have heard these sounds and went, I could never do that in my life. You need to be born with some kind of innate talent to do that. Well, you're wrong. You don't need any kind of innate talent to do this. I know because I didn't have any talent at the beginning. And some would argue I still don't have any now. Just saying. But we'll go over to the drawing board and explain everything in detail. Now, the beatbox basics, as I said, are mostly agreed upon to be about three sounds. And these three sounds are usually, like I said, the kick, the hi-hat, and the snare. So these sounds can be usually seen as letters. You pronounce a different letter for each one of these sounds, and they may only approximate exactly what you do, but that is not a problem. Because if you think about the first sound, for example, the kick, it is usually summed up by a P or a B. And that is for one simple reason. When you do a kick, you press your lips together. Here comes the first sound, get ready. Press your lips together as if you're going to say B or P or bus stop, butts, bananas, bonkers, potato. Oh, you already heard the kick there, didn't you? So basically you need to tighten your lips, and then you gotta release that air through some forcibly closed lips explosively by opening the lips as if you're saying a P, putting all the force that you have behind your lips, in your mouth and in your lungs, forcing it out really hard. Now here are some beginner mistakes that you gotta look out for. When you do the kick from this here point, be careful that you don't accidentally purse your lips in the wrong direction. They need to stay as if you're saying a normal P sound. Now where's the danger? Some people instinctively, and this is wrong, curl their lips inward when trying to do this sound. That is not the way to do it. You do not curl your lips inward when doing this sound. Because think about it, do you curl your lips inward when doing a B? B. No, you don't. No, you don't. So getting back to the basic sounds, the kick is just a P. Let's say you're trying to do a kick, right? Let's try to say you're trying to do a P, and you have your lungs right here. These lungs usually supply you with air to talk, sing, do whatever. But you gotta stop that air right here with a little barrier. Those lips right here, they become a barrier. They become a barrier through which the air cannot get out. And then what you do in order to release that P is you just let your lips flap out so that the air can then explosively come out as a kick. And even though the lips flap outwards like this, you cannot start with your lips curled in like this, because that is not the way to do a kick. It will only stop you from learning to do the kick properly, and it might discourage you because you need more time to release the lips from all the way in here to all the way out here at the end. You see how they have to be pursed at the end? How much quicker and more explosive is it if instead of back here, the lips just start here? You just close them here. Come on, it's basic physics. It's basic physics, guys. Anyways, that was the kick. Now let's move on to the hi-hat. The hi-hat is similarly easy. I don't know if you can hear the noise outside. And it just stopped. Okay, in any case, the hi-hat has another letter assigned to it, which is the T. And usually, it's spelled as a small t because a hi-hat is mainly an in-between sound. So if you have a beat, it usually goes like this. You have a kick, then you have a hi-hat, then you have a snare, and then you have a hi-hat. So how do you do a hi-hat? Well, it's very simple. Just think about pronouncing the letter T. Think about how your tongue moves up towards your teeth to push that air out. Now think about what your tongue is doing. Your tongue is pushing out air by pressing against the roof of your mouth here in front and pushing the air out through your teeth like this. Almost making you do an S sound, but only by saying t. Now this may all sound complicated, but now just say the letter T. Terrible, tragic, terminal. If you look at the teeth from the front, they're not completely closed. Let's make a new drawing. Now, if we look at this part right here, we can see that the tongue is almost pressed up against the teeth. And you're almost creating a T/TS sound through your teeth by pressing your tongue and the air out. If the hi-hat is a T, then what can the snare be? Now, here's where it gets a bit more complicated, folks. I'm about to try to teach you the K snare. Now, anatomically, it's a bit of a weird thing, but at the same time, it's really easy to get if you get the right motion from the beginning. Like, I'm going to try to give you a trick that helps a lot of people when I teach them. Say the word clean. 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 The opposite of dirty, you know what I mean. You dirty dog. Clean. Clean. But now, say the word inwards by breathing in. Just say clean. 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 And funnily enough, just intuitively, most people I've found, I'll explain it in depth later, but just try this for me, intuitively get the K snare position by saying the word clean inwards. That is because the K snare is a sound that is made by breathing inwards. Now, think of it like this. You have your lungs, right? And then you have your mouth. And they're all connected, and out comes everything here. So what do you need to do in order to continually beatbox? You can't just keep breathing outward going you would run out of air. So what do you need to do in order to not run out of air? Well, you take in air. And that is how you create a loop with which you can play. You create an in and out rhythm that you can use completely to your advantage. Now getting back to the K snare, as the name may already imply, you note it with a K. Now there are variations of it that are very important to learn, but I will not teach them to you in this video. Just know that the K snare, once you learn it, it will be a gateway into a lot of combos, into a lot of cool flows. Now let's look at the K snare anatomically. So, what you're basically doing on the inside of your mouth right here, and I'm gonna note this in red again, is you're using your tongue to kind of block off the air, but this time in the back. So you try to breathe in, and the air gets stuck and bundled here. This becomes like a little knot for the air, because your tongue is pressed against the back of your throat, like when you're saying a K sound. You notice that when you do the that you have like the back of your tongue against your roof. Now imagine that going inwards. And you've already got the basis for it. The hard part comes after. I hope this is still sort of legible, but if you let the air pass through here, you need to let it pass through the inside of through your teeth and past your tongue while leaving a tiny space in the second step. Let me delete this. This is ugly. While leaving a tiny space between the roof of your mouth and the back of your tongue for the sound to be created here. This is where the K is happening. So you need to bundle the air by holding it back for a couple of seconds, or holding it back for, not seconds, by holding it back for a little bit, and then releasing it explosively. Letting it pass through a tiny little air pocket that then starts to feel the friction of the fast flowing airstream. And that's what creates the K and the drag afterwards. So now we have our 3 basic sounds all ready and figured out. And if you don't have them right away, don't worry about it. It'd take me a while too. Especially the K snare. That's going to take a bit. By the way, if you're trying to learn the K snare, don't tense up too much. It helps if you keep everything more loose and mostly the tongue and the roof of the mouth engaged. So, how do we put these in a beat? As I mentioned before, the most basic pattern is B, T, K, T. Now, doing these all spaced out in the same time with correct timing is already really difficult. If you can do a in perfect timing to a metronome, then that is the first step that you're gonna learn. These are 2 rhythms that you can also do doing just these sounds. They're or these are the basic building blocks of which you can build your beatbox beats. And with that, I will leave you. It's been a fun ride, but I will have to go elsewhere now. Maybe to make other videos, maybe to do something else. Maybe I'll make more YouTube videos. Maybe I'll make more tutorial videos. I think I will. I should. There are some sounds that are harder to learn than these, and especially this is very targeted towards beginners. So, who knows, maybe I'll make more advanced sounds. Maybe leave some requests for sounds in the comments below. Maybe leave some requests for rhythms in the comments below. Maybe leave some requests for specific aspects of beatboxing like structure or musicality in the comments below. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Like and subscribe. Peace out. Esh.